images are changing. They're becoming ubiquitous on screens. You know, the average adult now spends about 11 hours a day on a screen, in front of a screen. The average teenager spends about 9 hours a day in front of a screen. What is screen time doing to our ability to actually see image, or what is it doing for reading?
So there's this character in the DC universe. Her name is Big Barda. Do you all know DC? Do you read DC comics? So she's married to the superhero named... Slightly ashamed.
Buy comics, watch TV, for anyone keeping notes here.
Yeah, so she's married to Mr. Miracle. She's 8 feet tall. She's super strong. She's dressed in this high-tech armor. And the way I feel about technology is the way I feel about Big Barda. I am both simultaneously attracted and slightly scared. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm a computer science major. I wrote a book about coding. I taught computer science for 17 years at the high school level. But I do worry about how screens are changing the human brain. Like I could feel it in myself. I could feel like I have all these locks on my phone to make sure, like I don't have Facebook on there or anything, because I felt like I was getting addicted to it. I think you have to put limits around it. You have to come up with rules for yourself, rules for your family, rules for your community, so that you have the space to concentrate and to daydream and to do all these other things that the screen gets in the way of doing. So I really, I love technology. Like, I'm attracted and also afraid, you know? And I think that is, over the next 10 years, as parents and as teachers, and even just as individual people, that's a problem that we gotta figure out.
And that's that protected reading time, too. I think it was so great in the classroom when kids saw me reading and not doing anything else, not looking at papers, not messing around, not taking a nap. And then they were interested in what you were reading. And then they had you, and then you started reading what they were reading. And it's just so powerful. Because I hate that when we go and do a presentation, and this has happened to all of us, and if the teachers are on the side of the room grading papers, you just kind of want to go like, oh, man, you just killed it.
But that's being replaced by people on their phones, too.
Yeah, which is doubly bad.
And not even tweeting and engaging. But I was once in a room where maybe there was 30 kids, and I could just see the teacher was on Facebook and looking at funny memes.
But she was answering me, so that's all right.
Yes. But I do worry, for me personally, too, in my own life with my kids, of poor role modeling to my kids. And, you know, when I'm like, okay, Zoe, you got to get off your thing. And, like, an hour later, I'm still trying to do, like, work stuff. But she doesn't know that. She just sees me on my device, you know, and that's a very unhealthy lifestyle. You know, and you have to remind yourself, as creative people, you have to remind yourselves to be bored. You have to schedule boredom, because the most brilliant ideas will come out of you when you're bored, you know, when you're just looking for something to think about.
One of the scariest things I ever saw was a 3-year-old pick up a picture book and swipe it, you know, so, you know, I worry about what they're not doing in addition to what they are doing on screen time.
Yeah, because learning is so tactile.
Well,
it's all of your senses.
Exactly. And books are tactile, particularly for young children, because they eat them as well as, you know, feel them and see them and smell them.
But that's the comeback that's happening. Even like right here, I told Jeff, this store is so good. You walk in the first floor and you realize, oh, here's people who love books. This is not a screen store.
Right.
And books are such a great technology. They're portable. They're almost indestructible. You can get them wet. Burn them a little bit. You can pour gasoline on them if you're Gigantos. A little bit, just a little bit. They don't all go completely kaflooey.
Well, I want to ask the flip side of that question. Can the ubiquitous screen do anything for reading to encourage it? And if so, how?
Jeff? Yeah. So anyways, I received a tweet, and it was from this parent, and they'd said, my kid is not a reader, but they read Lunch Lady, and they're hooked. And I clicked to open the photo, and there was like this beautiful fireplace, this like Norman Rockwell-esque scene, and this kid was just on this screen that was glowing. And I got a little depressed about that, right? And I went to bed feeling really sad. And I woke up to another series of tweets from the same parent, and they said the kid liked it so much that they downloaded the second and third book And now they're halfway through the third book. And I did have to check myself because I thought, well, I'm judging this child's reading life the way adults had been judging my reading life when I was a kid. Because he was reading on a,
So you're
a
talking
different
about,
thing.
you're just talking about the form in which the child is
Was
reading.
getting delivered the,
Yeah,
the
I
reading,
mean,
yeah.
yeah.
But I know there's so many different kinds of screen times. There's reading, but then there's things that are binging and there's games and
I think honestly, pointedly answering your question is that no, that the screen doesn't really enhance the experience. It's we just know at a gut level that if you have a choice between giving your kid a book for Christmas or their birthday or giving them a download, that the book is better. And it is, all of us have held a book in our hands where the book felt like a sacred object, right? And I've thought about rebuying all of the books that I had as a kid just to feel that feeling again that I had with those really special books. So I think one of the most sacred things that we can do as adults is to put a book into the hands of a child.
The best reading summer I ever had is the summer I fired off my father's Japanese sniper rifle and was grounded for the entire summer. And my mother went to the school that she had volunteered in, and the school was closing, the Heckler School in Western PA, and she brought home 250 landmark history books, and I built an igloo in my bedroom, and I would read one, and then I'd carefully pull it out of the igloo and slide the used one in there.